Hey
Hello.
everyone. So I'm excited. I'm excited for today to introduce you to Kimberly and to introduce myself to Kimberly's audience. It's such a long overdue live. We've been chatting about this for months.
Mhm.
And just talking about how both of us can serve you all in very different but necessary financial
Mhm.
capacity. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. It's just
Yeah.
what areas of finances we can serve you in. And as we navigate this, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat and hopefully I should be able to see them. If we miss any of the questions, we can go back and look at them and answer your questions, or you can always DM us.
Yeah.
Um, I put Kimberly's information and my information in the description box, so you can find us on social media and DM us as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kimberly, introduce yourself.
Well, hello, everybody. So whether you're in Kelly's audience or my audience, hi, my name is Kimberly Graham. I call myself the KG Millionaire Coach because when people work with me, there's no doubt in my mind that as they start connecting with amazing professionals like Kelly and other financial professionals, that we will get you to the path to getting to that millionaire milestone and beyond. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs understand how to manage their business and their home finances, the day-to-day stuff. So I got there because I'm a teacher by trade, and when I was faced with $76,000 of student loan debt, my husband and I were both educators. We were like, what do we do about this? We didn't know how to communicate about money, how to plan about money, none of it. And how many people told us to just get used to it and this is just the way life is? And I was like, I can't stand for that. So we found out how to communicate about money and we also found out how to manage it. And in 28 months, we got rid of the debt and really fixated and changed our mindset about how we manage our money. And we recognized that there were so many people in our friend group and that people we meet that would be like, what, you've done that? How did you do it? So we would be telling people about the methods that we would use. When we started our family a bunch of years later, I was like, I want to give entrepreneurship a try. It's something I've always wanted to do. And when I did that, I was actually faced to talk to a lot of entrepreneurs who had no clue what was going on in the back end of their business. They were making amazing amounts of money. They knew how to sell. They were making multiple six figures, but still not understanding how to pay themselves, how to manage their money, how to talk to their spouse about money. And I realized that I had a purpose. And so that's what started KG Financial. And yeah, being able to help my clients put more than $500,000 back in their pockets and in their investments. So that's me.
Yeah, no, that is it's so much. It's so much, and we'll definitely have to do more lives to kind of break those pieces apart. But because yeah, our both of our stories hit so many components of people's mindset, their finances, and all the things. So I'm gonna do my introduction as well, but just from your introduction alone, I see at least five other lives we could do this
Yeah.
to talk further about
Mhm.
different areas. But hey to Kimberly's audience, I am Kelly Thorpe, founder of Commas with Kelly. I'm a fractional CFO, business advisor, and speaker, and I lead service based business owners and senior level corporate executives to elevate profitability without burnout. And we do this through our profit acceleration methodology and taking on your bookkeeping and accounting, but also giving you financial strategies. So it's beyond the transactional components of your business, actually strategizing the pieces that are your goals, your milestones, your visions in your business, and tailor making a roadmap to success. So you have a sustainable plan, but also a plan to manage the wealth along the way, which gives into Kimberly and I's collaboration.
Mhm.
My background is in corporate accounting. I worked in the C suite of big law firms ranging between $7 million to $2 billion in revenue. And I was in corporate accounting for almost 20 years. I just fell into entrepreneurship because a couple of those attorneys needed support as they built out their sole practices. And in supporting them, I realized this is a niche that I actually enjoyed working with and serving business owners to build their practice and build strong accounting foundations. because it is a key component in you building your business, especially if you're going to be full-time in your business. So that's where I am. I want to go back to I actually wrote it down. You can't get to the millions. It starts in your mind unless you have it right in your thought process and your thinking.
Yeah.
We hear this all the time with money management. It starts with mindset, right? How have you been successful at helping people to spin that trajectory in their minds first?
Man, this is a good one. I actually just did a live on this on my personal page in reference to the word that I always hear when clients are about to work with me is, I want to feel comfortable in my money. And I'm like, okay, well, what does comfortable mean? And what does it mean to, that it starts in your mind? Like, what does it mean to be a millionaire? What does it mean to make over six figures? What does it mean, right? Because we have this like perspective, like lifestyle that we think of. And let's be honest, it's normally connected to something we've seen in the magazines or something that we've seen on TV. I want that car. I want that house. I want that life, right? But have we ever done the work of actually monetizing what that looks like and monetizing it based on what do I need versus these are the things that I would love to have that would just be icing on the cake. But what are the things that I would need that would help me to sustain that feeling of comfort and that feeling of I am abundant and I am wealthy? That is such a, it sounds simple. It's not simple. Like, because it allows you, you have to dig deep into where you currently are now to understand what that lifestyle actually feels like. And that's the bridge that a lot of people don't want to cross.
Yeah. And if I can think from my own, because I didn't learn money management when I was growing up at home. And many people, that is their story, is they didn't learn at home, right? So by the time they come to you and they're trying to resolve it, it's like therapy, really, because they do have to dig into all of those layers to address the root cause of your thinking as it pertains to money, right? And it's the same in the business management realm. So if I get a business owner that comes to me and they're just focused on, okay, Kelly, you manage the money of the business and we need the plans. Oftentimes, their personal financial management comes up very quickly. Very quickly. You can tell usually if not within the first minutes, definitely in the discovery where their mindset is and how they manage their personal money, just by the language that they use. And I tell people in discovery, you don't even share your numbers with me till the end. All of the beginning is mindset, whether or not we'll be a good fit, all of those. What's going on in your world? Can I help solve your problem? What are your pain point questions, right? Because all of those things tell us where people are in their minds. As pertains, which is where I think people need to see that our paths align for them. Because even if you come to me and you've built a business that's profitable, it's doing well, if your personal financial side and your mindset isn't there and your personal finances aren't strong enough, then the strategies we put into place aren't going to be attainable for you.
Exactly. Especially like if you're talking on the business side of things, if you're going to have to ask this person to cut out certain expenses because it'll cause their business to grow, which means they might have to, this is the thing that a lot of people don't think about, right? As you're watching your business grow, there's this saying that I love to say over and over and over again. I heard it in grad school and I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. And then the more that I went through life, I was like, wait, this actually makes a lot of sense. This feeling or this phrase of go slow to go fast. Sometimes you kind of have to trim down and then it's easy to shoot forward. And so if you're asking your business, your clients to do that and saying you're going to have to trim down on this, that, and the other to get to your desired goal of what you want to do with your business, that might mean that their personal expenses are going to be affected by that. And it's very, very clear as to how they're going to be able to take that advice, because they're like, oh, hold on. I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle. I can't shift this. I can't change this. And like I find that so fascinating. And even in my discovery calls, like I will know very quickly where their mindset is because again, I kept hearing yesterday I had 2 sales calls and they kept saying comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. And when I asked them, what does that even mean? Like, can you give me an example of what comfortable looks like? I said, and they were like, well, I want ample savings. What does that mean? Give me a number. And they're like, I don't know, like 5,000, like at least enough to take care of my monthly income for a couple of months. And I'm like, you think 5,000 is going to do that? Like, do you even know how much you spend on a given month?
That's what I was going to say. That's the piece, right? And that's what I would say in my coaching program when we would have our group chats. I would tell people all the time, I'm in sales coaching because I need sales coaching, right? I'm at a different space in my business. I like many entrepreneurs were like, oh, we hate sales. We don't want to sell. So I get coaching in that area so I can not be salesy and how to sell, right? But there's a lot of people that just jump straight into sales coaching because there's a awesome job of marketing. I mean, shoot, you want to learn marketing, go to a sales coach and learn marketing, man. Right. They popping up in the feeds all the time.
Legit.
And so it's all you hear. It's the buzz, your entrepreneurial sales, and all of that's true. But how are you going to get sales coaching when you don't even know how? Right. You don't even know how to manage the money you have. You don't even know what your current overhead is. They can tell you how to sell. They even can tell you how to package your offers to make them high ticket. But how are you going to know what's high ticket for you if you don't even know what your overhead is?
Right. And then these clients start chasing these like bigger and bigger and bigger milestones.
Yep.
And for what? Right? They're still feeling this feeling of scarcity because they have never dealt with the root cause of what do you actually need? I was even talking to someone yesterday. His transition is going from a full-time business or full-time 6-figure, like at a tech firm, to actually starting his business, or he actually has been started his business. Actually, I'm going to like hopefully we'll work together. I'm going to transfer him over to you because he needs to have you next. But his business has done already $1 million in the past year. Like he's got employees and whatever, and he's able to do it part-time. And I'm like, good for you. That's awesome. You want to go from this like salaried business or salaried income to a business where you're going to have to be in control of your own income. Are you prepared to understand what you actually need? Because as soon as you cut that off, you might not be able to give yourself the same 6-figure income, but that's okay. You might not need that. And that part was like, the silence was very real. He was like, I don't really.
Yeah. No, and that is so true. People don't realize once you actually sit back and do the assessment of where you were, because most of us, when we were in the W-2 positions, we took a salary role and then you saw maybe a 20, 30, depending on what tax bracket, 10, 15, 20 percent lesser amount go into your bank account. And then you lived off that, but we never thought about it like that, right? You're like, oh, I make 100K. Yeah, but you may only be bringing home 70, right? So you could launch your business and probably live comfortably or the same where you are, even if you paid yourself $60,000. You don't need 6 figures going out the door.
Exactly.
But people don't have that because they're not in the expertise of where we are. So their mind, just like we don't automatically go to branding or marketing things and see those through those lenses. It's a space that they don't realize because of the area that they're in, that's even a thing. And back to what you were saying of, you just hear people talk about all these 6-figure months, and I use it I'm a profitable multi-6-figure business and all those things. And as an entrepreneur in this space and with the clients I serve, some of the language you have to use because you have to speak directly to them, right? But it's like you said, what does that even really mean, right? 5X, 3X. What does that even really mean?
What? Yeah. And there's a stigma associated with it. And so when back to the beginning of what you said, it starts in the mind. When you really start to dismantle it, why do you desire this 6-figure income for the the stigmata of saying I have a
Yes.
6-figure business, or I am making 6 figures from my business, but for what, right?
Right.
Just so
You
you
even
can
need it.
say it, right? So it really is like a mindset thing when you really start to dismantle it, and really helping these business owners, really helping these people in their home finances take back, like go back behind the curtain and go, what do you actually need?
Yeah.
And that is a lot. They have to really dig deep into some of those traumas that they went through, because they don't want to feel, they feel like that equates to sitting at the dining room table and watching my mom and dad fight over bills.
Right.
That
Yeah.
equates to not having enough to have, food in my fridge. That's not what that equates to.
Yeah. We automatically go to scarcity thoughts. That's exactly what that is. You go to the scarcity place because you're innate and you're just used to going there.
Yeah.
But to that point of going from a W-2 to your business, the other big piece of that as well is, if you're not in the industry of finance, learning how to shift to manage a business overall and not just the financial component is going to be a challenge, right? So it just makes sense to have someone in the fractional CFO space and someone in the personal financial management space to swoop all of that under our wings and kind of just strategize and guide you and say, here's your plan. Because it's kind of, if you look at it as the W-2 job, it's kind of like what they do there. They kind of they silo different pieces, right? That's how we were successful, is you get siloed in this niche area and they give you, I'll pay you 100K to sit in this niche area, and everyone else around you are doing all the other pieces. But when you jump into entrepreneurship now, because you don't know the money management mindset, you're like, I think I need to save it all. I don't need to hire people. I just can't spend.
Just hoard.
I'm in this, right? I'm in this by myself. So I can't hire a fractional CFO. I can't hire a personal financial management coach because I have to keep it all for me. When no, you need to hire these people so they can build the roadmap for you to be successful in your business. And to what you were saying earlier about it sounds easy, I find that when people actually sit down with me, and I'm sure you're the same way, and we actually start writing out the plan, it actually is far more attainable than they realize it is. They just feel so intimidated by doing the process.
Exactly.
It goes back to, like, right now it's budget season and I'm doing budgets, and I was just sharing with the membership group over in Crushing It Collectively, when I was doing my budget for 2024, one of my goals is to almost double all 3 of my service areas in 2024, which is not a hard goal. And when I ran the numbers on it, it would increase my revenue by about 60-70%. And if I can't double, it's not like I have a whole huge load of clients. If I'm doubling across all, that might be 15 clients. If I can't get 15 clients in 12 months, then I got a hobby.
Right.
So look how easily attainable increasing by 60-70% is. So that's the whole point, is you need people like us to help show you that guide. And then you feel so, even though I did it myself, I'm like, boom, I got this. Like, you know the plan.
And it also takes the pressure, right? So we were just talking about how sales and marketing, for me, I'll speak very candidly for myself. That is not my strong point. Like, sales and marketing, I'm like, no, just you want to work with me. I'm amazing. I'm going to help you manage your money. Just, you want this. This is not rocket science. Please just come over and work with me. Like, that's gonna, right? Like, come on, just this, my zone of genius comes in once you're here, and I'm like, let's get to work. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot of time and effort. So I've done lots of coaching on sales and marketing as well. And so, we're doing all of that. And it's just crazy to me because, like, now I lost my train of thought about it. But anyway, I'll just say I feel like there's a whole lot of the stuff that we talk about with sales and marketing. And then when we're going into the numbers, we're able to look at how easy it is to get to their actual goal. Once they're actually sitting down and we're looking at everything, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much more attainable than I thought it was. And because if you know your numbers, there it is. If you know your numbers and you know what you actually need, and you're already achieving that at maybe 2 clients, right? 3 clients, then the idea of doubling and getting to 6 clients, just for this example, you have time.
Yeah.
You're not stressed. You're like, all right, this month was not the month to get that client. That's fine. Next month is right here, and I'll just keep on trucking. Like the ease of the anxiety of like, I have to sell, no longer exists because you're not operating on everybody else's standards. You're operating on your own plan, your own standard. And it actually helps so much more with any anxieties that come up.
Yeah, and you have that ease of knowing when you're paying that 4 figures a month to a coach that you can pay that for. A lot of people go into these coaching programs like the coach is Jesus. Like they not gonna open in the it's not gonna part.
No.
It's not gonna happen. The Red Sea is not gonna part because the coach ain't Jesus. And they can tell you all the things and coach you and give you all the valuable insight and all the things. But if you don't go into that program with the right mindset and the right plan initially, you're setting yourself up for failure. So why would you invest that amount of money, not even knowing what's going to happen? You're just investing it on a wing and a prayer. And then you finish this absolutely dope coaching program with the best coach in the country, and you've done nothing with the material, or you tried implementing bits and pieces, but you got frustrated because you didn't see results fast enough, right?
That was exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
Yeah. When if you had a financial plan and you knew, okay, I can afford to pay 4 figures a month for this coach, and out of this coaching, I get Kim and Kellé told me to get 5 clients within the next 8 months after the program. So I'm going to work on one, here. You got the plan.
Right. And you have the time and the space and the mental capacity to say, okay, I'm going to take my time to implement what I can. And if I have questions, I have the time and space to be like, this is something, how sometimes you spend time doing stuff in your back office and you spend the whole day doing stuff in your back office and you feel like it was a waste of the day because you didn't do anything that was client facing, right? Like when you have that assurance, like I have to remind myself all the time. Like I think people need to understand that yes, we work in the financial industry, but we are not perfect. We are still working through things on our own and building our businesses, and we're going to have fumbles and we're going to be like, all right, that sucked. Let's keep on moving, right? But like when we help our clients, we help them have that assurance that like, okay, it didn't work out the way you wanted to. Take the time to get yourself together so that when you get back out there, you're ready to go. Let's help you get set up and what is the word I'm looking for? You want to be proactive. That's what it is. So that you're prepared for those moments when you need to be more in the back office, or maybe you need to hire someone and train someone, or maybe you need to learn something. Be proactive so you give yourself space to implement, learn, and grow.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's a perfect point for us to pause there. I say pause because we're definitely going to plan to come back and talk more about these things. So as you guys watch this, if you come across, like I said, more questions or things you'd like us to address, reach out to us, DM us, and we can talk about those topics. Kimberly, if you can post in the chat, you should have at the bottom your contacts, and then they should see it come across the screen like mine. Once you hit enter, I'll show it. I can be reached. The best place to start is my website. On my website, there's actually something called a pricing audit. That's a freebie. You can go there, click to get that pricing audit, and it will get you started to let you know what areas of your business you are spending way too much time not doing high revenue driven tasks to reinvest that money into your business. So that's a great, helpful start for you. Kimberly,
I was going to say, did you see? I just put it in the private chat. There it is. Okay. So that is my website. You're welcome to go check us out there. My podcast is amazing and the perfect place to get to know more about me, my values, the goals, and how I help my clients. My husband and I actually run it. It's called the Affluent Marriage Podcast because we know that a lot of entrepreneurs come with another half. A lot of times when I worked with my clients, their spouse would come in the picture and all of a sudden things would unravel because it takes two to tango in that and the personal finances. And so we started creating a podcast to talk to the entrepreneurial couple who has big dreams, big goals, but wants to understand how to communicate and how to manage their finances as a unit. So check that out. And there's their information there if you want to connect with me and have more of a conversation, a dreaming session with me, and we can talk more about that.
Awesome. Thanks you guys for sitting. I see there's a few of you that actually sat with us the whole time. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye now.
Bye.